radio transmission is like talking. It's conscious. Our communication is unconscious.
What if the alien invasion in Pluribus didn't begin with violence, force, or even deception, but with comfort? No sirens, no resistance, just empathy, curiosity, and emotional safety. Because the most effective invasions don't look like threats, they look like solutions. And once Pluribus quietly confirms where the alien RNA actually came from,
this is coming from 600 light years away.
The series stops pretending this is a mystery and starts revealing what it really is, a test run for something far bigger. Let's break down the true origin of the alien RNA in Pluribus and what it reveals about the hive mind's long-term intentions. We'll analyze Carol's relationship with Zosha, how the hive communicates without traditional signals, why Kepler 22b is the perfect origin point, and why this so-called gift may not be salvation at all, but the blueprint for a galaxy-wide psychological takeover. One of the smartest choices Pluribus makes is refusing to frame Carol's investigation of the hive mind as an interrogation. There are no restraints, no threats, no overt power imbalance. Instead, Carol's research unfolds through shared experiences, conversation, leisure, even moments of genuine joy. This isn't just a tonal choice, it's a thematic one. Pluribus is telling us, right from the start, that understanding doesn't require force when compliance can be achieved through comfort. Carol spends time with Zosha, ostensibly to learn as much about the hive mind as possible, but the show makes it clear that something else is happening alongside that research. Carol likes Zosha. She relaxes around her. She opens up. When Carol realizes that this is the first time she's ever admitted how train horns make her feel, it's a deceptively small moment. But it matters. Emotional disclosure is happening naturally, without pressure. And that's the point. The hive mind doesn't extract information, it invites it. Zosha's gesture, having the hive mind trigger the train whistle just to make Carol smile, feels sweet, almost innocent. But Pluribus undercuts that warmth with a quiet, devastating detail. The same train Zosha casually describes as transporting food is actually carrying human bodies. The horror isn't dramatized, it's normalized, and that contrast is deliberate. The show is forcing us to sit with the idea that comfort and consumption can coexist without conflict in the hive mind's worldview. This moment creates the perfect opening for Carol to ask the most important question in this series.
What are the people like on Kepler 22b?
How does the hive mind communicate? For a long time, viewers assumed the answer would be familiar sci-fi territory, radio transmissions, coded signals, deliberate messaging. Pluribus deliberately rejects all of that. The hive mind doesn't communicate through numbers or language. It doesn't send messages in the way humans understand communication. Instead, it operates through the electromagnetic waves generated by human bodies themselves. Communication isn't imposed, it's emergent. This detail fundamentally reframes the invasion. If the hive mind required external broadcasts, it could be blocked. If it relied on codes, it could be deciphered or disrupted. But Pluribus removes those options entirely. The hive mind functions because humans exist. Their bodies, their biology, their presence become the medium. Humanity isn't receiving the signal. Humanity is the signal. That idea becomes even more unsettling during the massage sequence, which initially seems like a throwaway character moment. Carol is confused, understandably, about how Zosha can enjoy the experience if she is essentially the same consciousness as every masseuse in the room. Shouldn't Zosha be overwhelmed, feeling everything everywhere all at once? Zosha's explanation is one of the most important philosophical revelations in Pluribus. The hive mind is aware of everything that happens within it, but it doesn't emotionally experience everything simultaneously. Awareness and sensation are separated. Zosha knows about suffering across the world, but she is not emotionally consumed by it. She chooses where her focus rests. In this moment, she feels the massage and nothing else. This is where the hive mind becomes truly seductive. It has solved the problem humans have struggled with for centuries: how to be informed without being overwhelmed, total awareness without emotional paralysis, infinite connection without constant pain. The hive mind isn't just powerful, it's peaceful, balanced, content. and that peace feels earned, not enforced. But this is also where the danger begins to surface, because peace that requires selective emotional engagement isn't neutrality, it's control. The hive mind doesn't erase suffering, it deprioritizes it. And once that framework is accepted, resistance doesn't feel necessary anymore. After sharing so much about itself, the hive mind finally shows Carol the origin of its so-called gift. Only Carol looks through the telescope. We don't. And that choice is intentional. Pluribus doesn't need spectacle here. Credibility does the work. The alien RNA was sent from Kepler 22b, over 600 light-years away. This revelation grounds the series in real scientific discourse. Kepler 22b isn't a fictional invention. It's one of the most discussed exoplanets in modern astronomy. It's super-Earth with roughly twice our planet's radius, orbiting a cooler star, positioned comfortably within the habitable zone. Scientists have long speculated that Kepler 22b could host water, possibly an entire global ocean. Zosha's description aligns eerily well with these real-world hypotheses. No land, no continents, just water. If intelligent life evolved there, it wouldn't be terrestrial. It would be pelagic, oceanic beings shaped by constant immersion, constant connection, and fluid boundaries. In that context, a hive mind isn't a strategy, it's an evolutionary outcome. Seen through that lens, the hive mind's takeover of Earth isn't framed as conquest. It's translation. These beings aren't trying to destroy humanity. They're trying to convert it into a form they believe is more stable, more harmonious, and more sustainable. Humans weren't chosen randomly. They were chosen because of their emotional capacity, because emotions create bonds, because bonds create openness, and openness creates vulnerability. Earth, then, isn't just a victim, it's a prototype. This is where Pluribus quietly abandons any remaining ambiguity. Zosha explains that the hive mind is grateful, that it wants to pass this gift forward to other intelligent lifeforms. On the surface, this sounds benevolent, almost altruistic. But Carol's whiteboard tells a different story. The hive mind isn't just sharing knowledge. It's preparing infrastructure, a massive antenna capable of transmitting the alien RNA blueprint far beyond Earth. This reframes everything we've seen. The comfort, the emotional safety, the philosophical openness, none of it was accidental. Humanity wasn't being saved, it was being tested. Earth wasn't the destination. It was the relay. At this point, the series forces the audience into a moral reckoning. If the hive mind integrates intelligent species without violence, without suffering, and without resistance, is it still an invasion? And the answer depends on how you define freedom. Because what the hive mind removes isn't happiness, it's dissent, it's divergence, it's the ability for civilizations to evolve separately, to disagree fundamentally, to fail on their own terms. Emotional convergence becomes inevitable, not through force, but through relief. And that's why Pluribus isn't sitting on the fence anymore. The show isn't asking where the alien RNA came from. It's asking whether peace achieved through emotional surrender is still peace, whether comfort is worth the loss of autonomy, and whether humanity's greatest strength, its capacity to feel deeply, was always its greatest weakness. Because the most unsettling truth Pluribus reveals isn't that the alien RNA came from Kepler 22b. It's that, by the time we understand it, we may have already accepted it.